Hello everyone. Good morning, dear authors and invited guests. Welcome to Technical Session 5. Myself, Soumya Raut, and this session will be moderated by me. On behalf of Global Knowledge Research Foundation, it is my great pleasure to welcome you all to the second World Conference of Information Systems for Business Management ISBM 2023 Bangkok, Thailand. The second edition of the conference is being organized in a hybrid mode. The physical event is organized in Bangkok, Thailand today, and the virtual event is being held through Zoom today and tomorrow, that is 7th and 8th of September 2023. This series is organized in extension to the ICT 4SD conference series. I hope you will enjoy the knowledgeable and interactive session through the day. In this session, we are having 7 presentations. Please note, in this session, each presenter has been allocated 12 minutes for the presentation and Q&A. It means presenters should finish their presentation in 10 minutes and 2 minutes for Q&A. On 8 minutes, I will be raising a gentle reminder. There is another request to all the participants that you all stay connected with us till the closing remarks. If you have any query or update, then you can write it to me in the chat box. Just before we start with the session, I would like to introduce you all to the session chair of this session. So first, we're having Dr. Amita Sharma. Dr. Amita Sharma is an assistant professor, selection grade in Department of Computer Science and IT, the IAS University. She has more than 13 years of teaching experience. Her area of interest are software engineering, networking and security, data mining, and knowledge discovery, databases, systems, web services, Vedic science, and modern theories. We welcome you, ma'am. Would you like to encourage our authors with your words?
Yes, definitely. Thank you so much. And I just thank the organizing team to inviting me as a session chair. And also I want to congratulate all the presenters as they have chosen the right place, right platform to present their ideas. I hope your ideas will bring new innovations and concept to a research domain. All the best.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Next, we are having Dr. Professor Geeta Nawale, ma'am. Dr. Geeta Nawale, ma'am, is currently working as a professor and head of Department of Computer Engineering in Sehbad Institute of Technology and Science, Pune, Maharashtra. She has teaching experience of 25 years and has more than 30 international journal publications. She has also been a part of more than 20 international and national conferences and has 3 patents. We welcome you, ma'am. Ma'am, would you like to speak few words that can uplift the enthusiasm of our authors?
Thank you. Thank you so much for your kind introduction. And I wish all the best for all the participants, those who are going to present today. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Now, we're starting with our event. So I would like to call upon our first presenter, Rashmi Maurya, to present her paper on the topic Application of Metaverse in Learners Engagement. Ma'am, are you there?
Yeah, I'm there. I'm audible, madam?
Yes, ma'am, you are audible now. You can start with the presentation.
Yeah. Give me a second, ma'am. I'll share the screen.
Yes, ma'am.
Is the screen visible, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am, it is visible.
Yeah, good morning, everybody. This is Dr. Rashmi More from Symbiosis Institute of Management Studies. I belong to the Symbiosis International University, which is located in Pune, India. And my study is related to application of metaverse, that is virtual reality, in the learner's engagement. I am presenting my paper in the form of this, that is, flow of presentation is through introduction and background of the study, literature review, need of the study, research methodology, observations and findings, conclusion, where I'll start with the introductory aspect of it and the background of the study. Now, the selection of this particular topic is this metaverse has evolved as a new educational environment where I see a lot of participants preferring this particular platform as it serves the social communication base, and it is the freedom to create and share informatics, visual effects which are visible at the school level, at the middle and secondary level of education, and it gives the provision of immersive virtualization, and it enables the learners to learn virtually, interact, and facilitates and communicate with other classmates if at all they are using the concept of representing themselves in the form of avatars. And this visual effects with regards to real-time scenario can benefit the learner by learner's imaginary ability and intelligent quotient as presented by the previous literature which is available. And this learning opportunity that enhances learners' motivation and engagement, which has been proving and is available in the literature, in the past literature. Now, this particular concept has evolved as a space of metaverse in the field of education since this particular word has been used by Facebook by replacing their particular name as Facebook into Meta officially. And the millennials and Gen Z have picked this particular word, and this has become a buzzword eventually. And this background says it plays a pivotal role, if at all, it is blended with learning in the context of higher education. From this perspective, what I felt is like a need of the study and the current status, considering the fact the size of metaverse is growing. As we see on the screen, that is the US dollar 100.27 billion is expected to grow to the extent of $1,527 billion dollars by 2029, which is at the pace of the CAGR of 47.6%. And the global education market is also which is growing and progressive and projected to reach the value of 79.01 billion by 2030. And Statista report is also supporting the use of metaverse in the education, stating that the revenue of metaverse education sector is expected to reach to the extent of 1.90 billion in 2023, which is currently, and it is expected to rather reach the extent of 43.65% by 2023 in a span of 7 years. And that's how we see the worldwide the education on metaverse has got a lot of scope and potential to reach its maximum by 2030. Now, literature review and findings on the Vinci metaverse and its influence on blended learning engagement is witnessed, which the literature is proving. Also, essential insights on current usage, future application of virtual reality, augmented reality have not been addressed. Like how these the factors which would be influencing learners' engagement or the challenges that exist in adopting the virtual reality. Considering this need and the literature available, which the conceptual framework which I wanted to bring in, what exactly the metaverse is. Since we all are aware, we are using the virtual reality concept where we come across the people who can interact with each other on a digital space and using digital objects in the form of avatars, software agents, vendors, other stakeholders in this particular metaverse. It gives an opportunity where social, economical, cultural activities can be collaborated, conducted without any restriction. And this static definition may not be adequate enough to define metaverse as a whole world. Now, generally, we see how people can use this particular virtual and augmented reality with the help of computer technology, Internet of Things, artificial intelligence, blockchain technology, and gamification. But to what extent the learners are engaged into this process is the concern. Whether the engagement is helping the learners, and if so, how they are engaged, and that is what to what extent the level of interest is created, the motivation and the participation that learner exhibits in the learning process was the need of the hour to identify, to recognize, to evaluate. And literature review entails that metaverse based education enhances and affects users degree of engagement, and thus can be improved as they offer immersive and interactive experiences through a virtual environment which we all are able to see if it all is presented. To take up this research study, the objective which was framed on the basis of past literature available and to investigate the efficacy, efficiency of metaverse in the learner's engagement from the perspective of its ease of use, usefulness, which it would lead to the usage intention. When these parameters were considered, TAM model was appropriately that fits into the evaluation of a learner's engagement. Hence, the purpose was how best we can utilize the virtual reality based education model that can be constructed, that can be built, facilitating the learner's engagement with immersive technology. And the purpose was how best we can produce the outcome using a technology based model, that is technology acceptance model, when applicable in the metaverse environment, and see whether it really affects the learner's engagement, and if that affects, to what extent the usage intention is served on the part of the learner. So the study is presented in the following segments, like where the research methodology which was adopted was descriptive research approach. The sampling technique was purposive sampling. We have identified during the particular course which is presented in an MBA education. Hence, we designed a particular questionnaire as a primary research survey tool, and the questionnaire was circulated to a class of 100 post graduation students who were pursuing a finance course in the master's degree, that is business administration. Out of which 100 such students which responded, 96 responses were received, and we have confirmed the response rates, leaving the remaining as an outlier. Now, the purpose behind is to identify to what extent each element, each component, each factor would affect the ultimate dependent variable, that is the usage intention. Hence, SCM using smart PLS has been used. While designing the questionnaire, we have used the student engagement scale proposed by Dixon, and the scale includes the questions which were based on the scale were from behavior, emotion, involvement, and cognitive ability of the learner in the process of engaging themselves in the metaverse. And this particular adoption, which was related to technology based, hence the acceptance model was used for its effective evaluation. Based upon the literature, we have identified where three major such model can be created, and the hypothesis which was built upon. Now, where we see the hypothesis one talking about PEOU, that is perceived ease of use, positively affects the learner's perceived usefulness. Second, PU affects positively affects the intention to use. PEOU, which is referred again as perceived ease of use, positively affect the learner's behavioral intention. PU affecting the learner's engagement by the use of metaverse, and so on and so forth, where we could create this model taking the TAM model as the base, and where the demographic factors which was presented was only from the perspective, we took only the gender, where it shows in the interpretation that 65% of the respondents are male and 35% were female. Majority was the dominance of the gender which is male, which were in the class, and we could not consider the other elements of demographic factors like income and other related factors, since there were management education students who fall in the age group of 20 to 24. Only gender and the age which was considered in our analysis with respect to demographic factors. Now, when the model hypothesis to be proved, I'm presenting
Ma'am,
the model.
sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah, yes,
We
ma'am.
are remaining with 2 minutes. Can
Yes,
you
ma'am. We are
please
done.
conclude your presentation?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So, statistically, based on the smart PLS, I am able to prove the relationship where I see all the particular hypothesis which was constructed are rather being showing significant results, and that's the reason the model proves to be efficient and to be considered can be applied in the practical scenario as well. The conclusion says is a construct proved to be significant indicator, that is PEOU is proved to be a significant indicator of learners intention usage in predicting the user engagement. But the only perspective which I could see in the presenting the model as this learners engagement factor as a parameter can be used to measure the level of acceptance of learners towards metaverse. But PEOU, PU, and attitude towards using immersive technology needs to be considered entirety, since I have restricted only to 100 management students. And the limitation is perceived usefulness did not support the learner engagement as such in the model. And since it was only a small group of 100 students, it can be applied at a larger sample size to investigate further results. And the study was limited to participants belong to the field of finance, this can be applied to any particular field of education, whether it is science, law, medical, or any other such areas where this study can be applicable. Thank you, ma'am. I'm done with the presentation. Any questions, ma'am? I would like to, if at all, have anybody.
Hello.
Hello, yes, ma'am?
Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
What are
ma'am. It
some
is.
benefits of this metaverse in e-learning?
Ma'am, the metaverse is the candidates. I'm going again on my particular conceptual framework. It facilitates the virtual base of education since every class cannot be conducted in the form of physical face to face. So the students have an additional base of understanding if at all it is presented in the form of avatar, where also the gamification concept comes into the picture. It could be applicable in the flipped classroom mode, and it will be in the form of Moodle also, which can be presented, where the students have the ability to learn additionally or come prepared to the class by following this particular aspect of engagement when they have the discussions to be taking place in the classroom environment, face-to-face classroom environment.
Okay, thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank
Yes.
you so much.
Can you tell me the nature of course will influence the framework which you are designing?
Can you repeat the question, ma'am? I'm so
The
sorry again.
nature of course can influence the framework.
Ma'am, it is more applicable. What I realized is it is more actually used in the primary and secondary education at the school level,
Okay.
and where the courses are little, I would say, technical. Since these are postgraduate students, they are well versed with the technology, so they are able to handle immediately. They're able to manage as
So,
and when it is possible. But the nature says it could be more useful and applicable in the primary and secondary school level education.
okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Shall I
Thank you
stop
so much, dear
sharing, ma'am?
author. Yes, ma'am. Now, I would like to call upon our next presenter, Ghulam Milki, to present his paper on the topic Breaking Down the Barriers How Bangladeshi Banks Can Overcome Obstacles to Automation. So, are you there?
Yes, ma'am, I'm here.
Okay, so you can start with the presentation.
Can you see me? My screen is shared already.
Yes, it is visible.
Okay. Thank you. This is Ghulam Rakim Milki. I am currently the student of IUB, Independent University Bangladesh, in the master's program. Also working in a renowned bank in Bangladesh. I would like to express my gratitude to all the organizers who have provided us with this opportunity to share our research and present at today's conference. So this research paper focus on the challenges and opportunities associated with banking software and offers insight on maximizing its benefits for financial institution. Our comprehensive objective uh, of this research paper is to analyze the current state of the banking sector in Bangladesh, explore the challenges and opportunities, and our specific objective is, or the primary objective of this research paper is to examine the role of banking software in transforming the banking industry in Bangladesh and identify all the challenges and opportunities associated with its implementation. So if we look from the very beginning, how a bank moved to automation, in the first generation, second generation, and third generation. Initially, our focus point is operation and front executive office. So in case of operation, first generation was like use of laser, manual cash management, MIS in head office. Front office was like cash dispensers. And in the second generation operations, offline processing of transaction, automated clearing house, record keeping, information generation, fund transfer. And in case of a third generation banks, the online processing introduced, country level centralized processing, internet banking, interbanking processing, transaction, etc. introduced in operation section. And in front and executive office, we can see automated funds transfer, online banking, deposit direct transfer, check, logbox, etc. etc. And actually, after 1971, at this stage in 2023, we can see now, though the banks start with the ledger and registers, but now they have, you can see that the ATM, POS, CDM, cash dispense machine, CRM, this is the, after evaluation, current number of ATMs, POS, CDMs, and CRMs, which is divided in urban, rural, and total. And below, we can see the debit, credit, and prepaid card numbers until April 2023. So, and the transaction is also increased a lot. You can see the transaction summary history in here. So now, after move into the automation bank, currently our banks, what doing? This is a simple scenario. How how they using the technologies, and what is the outcome? This is a scenario. So in this segment, actually, I'm trying to explain history of introducing automation. So you can see that by using this, the customers' satisfaction earned, and banks prioritize customer satisfaction while with online banking using algorithm like random forest, CNN, and logistic reasons. To remain competitive, banks must have invest in innovative ideas to attract customers and improve their e-banking service. And mobile banking is perceived positively by 69% of people in the country due to its cost-saving benefit. Nogo, bKash, etc. service already introduced. Also, most of the bank have their mobile banking apps. So overall quality of banking service in the presence of item benefits, client benefits, and entrance quality. This is what we have found. Moving forward. So in case of security, we see that in the year 2016, Central Bank of Bangladesh was hacked. Hackers attempt to take away $1 billion and managed to theft $101 million due to deficiency, advanced scientific proof. No authority completely identified those hackers, and Bangladesh still couldn't recover more than $60 million, according to an announcement from the central bank. So after that, Ministry of Post, Telecommunication and Information Communication announced on January 22, 2020 that all banks must get PCI DSS, that the payment card industry, data security, certification to ensure cyber security. And all of the 61 banks currently in Bangladesh, we have 61 banks are already PCI certified or in the pipeline to being certified for banks' own data center, disaster recovery sites, IT operations, and information security systems. They have also adhered to ISO 27001 2013 standard certification as instructed by the Bangladesh Bank and the Ministry of Post. So we actually try to identify the problems which derive from automation. So we segregate it in three parts, that is a business problem, financial problem, and a technical problem. So in case of business problem, Bangladeshi banks face several business problems that push them towards automation. Some of them problems include increased competition, so entry of new banks and financial institutions. So lots of banks introduced in past 10 or 20 years. And secondly, the manual.
You, but you're having 2 minutes. Kindly conclude the presentation.
Sorry, madam.
So you are having 2 minutes. Kindly continue your presentation.
Oh, okay, sure. So in the manual process leads to error and delay, which can impact customer satisfaction. And in case of data management, as bank have huge transaction volume, managing the data become more critical. And the bank to manage the solution, we have to go switching solution, core banking solution, then ATM service. So provide the service, we need we have already invested lots of money because of high-end servers from IBM, Oracle database. Those are quite expensive, and we have some compliance, like I have just mentioned, that Bangladesh Bank have informed bank to get the PCI DSS certification, which is also a costly process. So this is another problem. So moving forward to business problem to financial problem. So the rising operational cost, lots of activities need to perform from the operation side, and the growth of the banking industry is making this cost rising continuously, and the high cost of compliance. As I mentioned, the regulatory requirements, PCI DSS is already a high cost solution. So this is another financial problem, and insufficient use of resources. Lots of manual processes we have to perform in bank, like reconciliation, then reporting, and various processes which are still manual. This creating insufficient use of resources and inaccurate financial reporting. So doing this manually, sometime we report erroneous data. So this is another problem, and the fraud and security threat is another issue. And these are the technical problem, like integration of new system while existing legacy system. We have lots of legacy system, and bank is introducing some new solution. Then integrating between those systems is quite difficult. And then the data security, the transfer of sensitive data across multiple systems, which increase the risk of data breaches. We have already seen some hacking happen in various banks because of this security breach. Then the system downtime, if we go for implementation of new system, disturb the workflow and impact customer experience. And the scalability, bank grows and expands. So this is our proposed solution. So we would like to request banks to implement omni-channel banking, which includes mobile banking, online banking, where most of the tasks can be managed by the customers themselves. Instead of using the resource from bank, we can engage the customer and the system to make their requirement fulfill. And then we request for open banking, where open APIs and partnership with third-party providers can help. Like, for example, all of the banks are providing ATM cards in Bangladesh, so credit card and debit card. So most of the banks have their own personalization solution, which is very costly. Instead of personalizing on their own premises, they can go for third-party vendor providers and get the service from them, which will help them to reduce the cost. Sorry, I have some code problem. And
So please wind up the presentation.
come
to the conclusion. Please come to the conclusion.
So we have some other proposed solution, like develop a comprehensive automation strategy, standardize the automation process, and use a modular approach to automation. And also to another solution feature, investing in quality assurance, address data security concern, and automation frameworks. So this is the impact analysis. We have found that cost reduction, enhanced customer experience, improve efficiency and productivity, risk mitigation, and competitive advantage.
So can you tell me how automation influence the employment in bank sector?
In case of automation, if you look at my conclusion, before implementing automation solution, a careful evaluation of their potential impact is essential. Sorry, come again. So your question was?
How automation in bank sector influence the employment, specifically in bank sector?
Specifically in banking sector, if we go for automation, if we try to introduce RPA, like robotic process, this will help to get the customer satisfaction and make compress the error. But the employment, in case of employment, lots of job loss situation will arise, because those process were those processes are currently handled by manually, and lots of employee engage with it. But those employee will be replaced with some tech knowledge person and this automation process. So this is how actually the scenario will be.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, sir.
Welcome.
Hello.
Hello, yes.
Sir, I just have one, not the query or question, but currently in the Bangladesh, there is no, this mobile banking or internet banking is not there.
Currently, we have mobile banking and internet banking implemented, but not all of the banks have these facilities. So all of them started to adhere these facilities
All means what? At least
so among
nationalized
61
banks, they might be having, no?
among 61 banks, there might be around 20 to 25 banks have this mobile banking facility, but they are not full featured. So for example, you might not get a statement, your credit card statement, or fund transfer from one bank to another through your mobile banking. But some other features are available, like you can mobile recharge with your mobile app. Then you can transfer fund from one account from another account of your own bank. So
Okay, thank you, sir.
this is the current scenario.
Yeah, thank you.
Can
Thank
I ask
you.
one question? Can I ask one question?
Yes, ma'am, please.
Yeah, I'm Dr. Swati Basugosh from Bangalore, India. I have a question. You have shown so many solutions. So how will you actually communicate or convey all these solutions to bankers?
Actually, these solutions should be accepted by the IT team and the higher management team. So using this solution, to use this solution, IT team will prepare all the requirement, and the management should approve the cost. Actually, and there are some other decisions, like what would happen the rest of the employees who won't have the job anymore. So where they should put those employees, in which segment. So I think I love to put this solution to our especially the IT head of banks and the higher management.
Thank you. Thanks.
Thank you so much, sir. So you can stop sharing your screen. Okay,
Thank you,
sir. Now moving forward with our next presentation. So I would like to call Kennedy to present his paper on the topic Development of an Artificial Intelligent Health Chatbot for Improved Telemedicine. So are you there?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so you can start with the presentation.
Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir, it is visible.
All right. My name is Samuel Joshua. I'm representing this presentation with the Kennedy Okokuje. First, I want to thank ISBM for organizing this and counting me one to be part of this. This presentation is on development of an artificial intelligence health chatbot for improved telemedicine. I'll be going over particular cases like introduction, problem statements, aim and objectives, methodology, implementation, results, recommendation, and conclusion. Introduction. Medical diagnosis is the core of healthcare for people. It deals with the examination of patients' illness. The use of a chatbot serves as an important tool in providing accurate medical diagnosis. Limitations to telemedicine tend to hinder quality health care to patients with restraints in transportation, cost, time. It varies depending on their environment, locality, and family. Therefore, this project is aimed to improve telemedicine by diagnosing health symptoms over a chatbot easily available to people. To get this project done, I'll have to acquire a data set of prognosis, their symptoms, and treatment. I would need to develop an artificial intelligence chatbot for administrating healthcare. I'll have to test and evaluate the performance of the chatbot and later on deploy it to Telegram, which is my choice chatbot platform. Methodology: I obtained samples of illnesses and their symptoms. I prepared these data sets over first an Excel sheet. Then I trained them and deployed them to a decision tree classifier model. Afterward, I developed a Telegram medical diagnostic chatbot with Python and integrated an emailing system. Then I later deployed this to Telegram using the Telegram bot further for. This is something that Telegram has developed to allow creators like ourselves develop things and deploy it to Telegram. Conceptual diagram. As seen here, the players involved in this whole project will be the user, the Telegram chatbot, healthcare facility, and the machine learning model. The chatbot serves as the middleman between the hospital and the client to reduce the effect of distance in medical diagnosis. The chatbot is backed up by a decision tree classifier machine learning model as seen in the conceptual diagram. The sequential diagram. This is just a practical way to see how the chatbot works. In a simple form, the chatbot operates as thus. You start the bot, the user then inputs its symptom. If the symptom is available in the data sets, it continues to proceed and process the symptom until a diagnosis is met. If the symptom is not among the data sets, then you have to reiterate the process until what the client brings and what the chatbot has in its data sets meets. Implementation. I developed this as again using Python on Google Colab. Google Colab is an open source platform that allows people to develop programs over the cloud. I implemented it again with Telegram bot further, which is Telegram's API that allows everybody to develop and deploy things to Telegram. This is the chatbot process. Like the flowchart said, it initiates the program. Then the Telegram bot interacts with the user. It's a very user-friendly experience, and then it just keeps iterating until a diagnosis is met at the end. Recommendation. Since that development is constant, an excellent feature to look forward to is the integration of a voice messaging model, possibly one that supports most native languages to enhance user experience. I see it as a plus when people of different languages and different localities can come on this platform and be able to voice their symptoms. It tends to replicate the real life experience and in the long run reduce the pressure on medical facilities and then improve telemedicine. Conclusion. Development of a healthcare chatbot presents lots of advancements and possibilities to the medical industry. I think one thing that we could look forward to is having a world where people everywhere and at every time have access to good health care. Thank you. I shall now be doing a short presentation of the chatbot itself, just so everyone sees how it works. Okay, this is the chatbot deployed to Telegram. If I initiate it with a start command, it goes, "Hello, I'm Carl, your health assistant. What's your name?" I can say my name is David. You ask for your phone number. You can put it in 00984 77560. What symptoms am I experiencing? I can see I am having chills. Just feel cold. It's say if you have anyone, go ahead. But this is what I feel at the moment, so I'll just press done. How many days has it occurred? I can say 2 days, because you have to know the severity of the symptom to know, okay, what decision tree am I going to take it to? Then it's going to ask me some following questions. I should press OK to proceed. Okay. I'm having chills. Yes, I am. Am I vomiting? Let me just say yes. Am I tired? Not really. High fever, I can say. Headache, not much. Nausea, no. Constipation, not at all. Abdominal pain, not at all. Diarrhea, of course not. I don't look toxic. Belly pain, no. Okay, it's done collecting my symptoms and the procedures. Now it tells me I may have typhoid. It also gives me a definition of what typhoid could be. And then he adds this cadence where your doctor has been notified of your condition and will contact you for further implementation. At the back end of this, there was a place where I initiated this, which is a command that allows a command that allows the chatbots to send the log of I send the chatbot log to the email of the registered hospital. While I was developing this, I felt like, okay, the hospital should have this at first hand to be able to administer good treatment. So since they have the person's contact, that person's symptoms, I have the possible diagnosis, the medical facility has the final say to ensure that lives are preserved in the whole end of it. Thank you. I will now be taking questions if.
Is there any constraints or limitation of this chatbot which you have developed?
Yes, I did. In my recommendations, I also said it would be nice if for it to have more, if you can improve the process by seeing that a voice model is integrated into it, so to allow people to actually have conversations with the chatbot over speech recognition. And then one limitation is data sets. The more data sets the chatbot has, the more it can do diagnosis of different kinds. In this world where as every day is going, a new disease is coming up, the chatbot will need to be updated as frequently to just cater for every disease that could pop up on the radar.
Good, very good.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
Now we are proceeding with our next presenter. I would like to call Imade to present her paper on the topic Development of IoT-based controlled bench power generation system. Ma'am, are you there?
Yes, I'll be presenting on our behalf, but it seems I cannot share.
Okay, sir.
You cannot start. Can you permit me please to share?
Yes, sir. Now you can share.
Okay. Thank you. Oh. Yeah. Okay. Can you hear me, please?
Yes, sir, you're audible.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, you can see my screen also.
Yes, sir. Your screen is visible.
Okay, I'll be presenting on behalf of Imadi, Dr. Imadi Okubuji. I'll be presenting the development of an IoT-based control bench power generating system. what is IoT? As we all know that IoT is all about getting connected through the through internet without actual any physical contact. And we can see that switching on appliances, especially generators at home, is always really challenging when there is a power drop, especially way back. Here in Africa, where we have power challenges. So going out at night or probably during the storm to put on the generating sets can be very, very challenging, risky, and very inconvenient. Depend on the weather and the time of the day. So having that physical contact, trying to switch it on, as I earlier said, is very, very disturbing. But having it done remotely is the very best one can actually do from the comfort of his home. So what is the aim of this work? The aim of the research was to develop an IoT-based bench power generating system. The system can do some tasks such as turning off and turning on and turning off as determined by the authorized individual. What are the aims actually that we looked at? We looked at the development of a program that can actually control the power generator system, that is the bench power supply. We looked at also carrying out a performance evaluation based on the IoT control generator system via time variation and overriding functionality. These are some authors have worked on trying to automate a generating system, move on to actually a method. The methodology of the workflow actually was to since it's an IoT system, and we all know that when we're talking about IoT, we're talking about Internet of Things. And we cannot be talking about Internet of Things without actually talking about the network layer in the OSI layer, because that use the IP. So the web application is written in PHP, and thereafter is coded on Arduino codes, which is cheaper. You might ask me why Arduino microcontroller is far cheaper compared to other what have you. Then physical setup of the components. The next is the work profile of the methodology. The person actually is a web interface. It simply means that you can do it on your laptop. You can control the equipment, the generating set from your laptop, from your phone, anything that you that have interface with the internet that you can be log in with your credentials. It simply means you have to be an authorized person to be able to log in. It tells you whether it's valid or not. Thereafter, you are logged on. When it's valid, then you click on the on-off button, and the database is updated, and the value is sent to the to a microprocessor ESP3266. When receiving the signal, you have to turn on or turn off the generator. This is the interface actually where you are asked to log in, and this is when you log in and you're asked to either turn in or turn off or override what has been done prior before now. This is actually a prototype of the system where we have the Arduino, we have the ESP microcontroller 82, 66, we have the relay that actually turn off the equipment, and now we have the power supply that's been turned on or turned off. Now, we evaluated our results based on the distance to the power source, the actual time manually it takes you to actually turn off, and the time to accrue when they lost with IoT system. So now we discovered that if you are 18 meters away from the manual switch, what have you, it will take you about 180 seconds to be able to access the system. But when you use IoT, it will take you about 37 seconds, whereby saving valuable time. And each was actually compared. You can see 20 seconds to get to switch on the system or evaluating it. Also, this is the graphical, so you can see the read difference is quite much when it comes to what have you. Now, conclusion: the development of an IoT power generator system and software was achieved. Recommendation: however, in order to further this project, we recommend the following: that the web application should be hosted to ensure that the IoT control system, you can control it anywhere in the world, because actually when it's hosted, it can be controlled anywhere in the world. It should not just be an intranet, it will be on the internet. There should be a system to know the correct state of power unit time. Algorithms should also be submitted. These are part of my reference. Thank you. Hello.
So thank you, sir. I request our session chief to come up with some question if they have.
What are the major challenges you face while designing this model?
Hello.
Hello, am I audible to you?
Yeah, now you're audible.
What are the major challenges you face while designing this model?
Okay, one of the challenge that is being faced is in trying to program the micro processor, the Arduino. We have to shorten to see how we can shorten the codes so that the response time will be faster. So we use a longer code, it takes longer time to be read. But whereby you are able to reduce the algorithm as much as possible, you take a shorter time. So we exploit all possible to ensure that the transit time for the code to be read and also to switch is at minimal. So those are part of the challenges we faced.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Hello?
Yeah. Sir, what will be the limitation?
Hello, am I audible?
Yeah, am I audible? Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Yeah, hello, I can hear you now.
Yes. What will be the limitation?
The limitation is that if someone have your credentials, it simply means that it can, and it's not authorized, it simply means it can actually put on or operate the system without your permission. So it's just like because it's password based. Simply means that someone can be in your country and operate something here in Nigeria and put on my system or my generative plan here in Nigeria without mean that someone can hijack the system anywhere in the world. is able to hack into and get the credentials to log in.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, sir.
Yes.
Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah.
Now, proceeding with our next presenter, I would like to call Vishal Rajguram to present his paper on the topic Exploiting Neural Network Model for Hiding and Triggering Malware. Sir, are you there?
Yeah,
Okay, sir, you may proceed with the presentation.
yeah, let me share my screen. Is my screen visible?
Yes, sir, it is visible.
Yeah. So hi everyone, I'm from Amrita Vishwa Vidya Peetam. My research topic is exploiting neural network model for hiding and triggering malware. Firstly, I would thank the organizers for providing me this opportunity. Yeah. Coming to the objective, security issues have been increasing rapidly with increase in AI technology. In this, malware delivery is pretty important. And we need to deliver this malware covertly and evasively. As per the existing work, they have given like few solutions for embedding this malware with limited impact on performance. So in this work, we propose two attack methods and a new embedding method. And later this work can be used as a reference to develop defense mechanisms. Yeah. Coming to the introduction part, neural networks, which are significant part of AI, have made significant advantages in the disciplines, and they are a crucial technology. But there are many security problems with AI. Many researchers have shown how attackers can improve like different types of attacks and which are very covert. Yeah, stego malware uses steganography to evade detection. Image, documents, and multimedia are normal carriers, but now we are using neural networks for embedding this. Yeah, coming to the literature survey, Stegonet proposed 4 methods to covertly deliver the malware. And those 4 methods are LSB substitution, resilience training, value mapping, and silent mapping. In LSB substitution, what we do is we embed malware in the LSB bits of the neural network. In resilience training, what we do is we embed the entire malware into the neural network parameters, and then we freeze these neurons and retrain the model. In the third method, which is value mapping, what we do is we map where the malware bits exactly are matching to the neurons, and the only problem in the solution is we even need to send the this permutation map. Next is sign mapping. This is also similar to value mapping, but in this only signs are mapped, but this method is very impractical. Next is deep locker. In this deep locker, what we do is we use either face, voice, or geolocation as a cryptographic key. Like suppose let us consider a face. So whenever that phase is recognized, this malware gets decrypted and then it gets executed. Yeah. Next is evil model. In this evil model, they have proposed 3 embedding methods: fast substitution, half substitution, and MSB reservation to deliver malware. Yeah, I'll be discussing this further. Coming to the implementation part, this is regular structure of a neural network. Yeah, these are the weights of neural network in each layer. And these weights are represented in 32-bit floating point numbers. In this, we have sine, exponent, and mantissa part. Yeah. So for this, I have selected a neural network ResNet 50. And this is the structure of structure analysis. Like I have analyzed the entire neural network. I have took the first 8 bits and represented them in hex format. In this, we can observe that 0xBC and 0x3C are most neurons are starting with them. Yeah. Coming to the embedding methods, first is MSB reservation. In this, what we do is we reserve the first 8 bits of the neuron weights, and then we embed in the rest of the part. In MSB reservation, what we do is it is similar to MSB reservation, but we are embedding only in the last 16 bits of entire neurons. Coming to the fast substitution, what we do is we select the neurons 0x3c and 0xbc. We just embed in these neurons. Half substitution is same like fast. The only difference is in this we will be embedding in the last 16 bits of these neurons. Yeah. Coming to the attack scenario, first we need to select a neural network model, and then we are selecting script-based malware. The reason we are using script-based malware is to avoid detection and easy execution. Because if we use a pre-existing malware, it can be easily detected by antivirus engines. So then we have to embed this malware into the neural network. After that, we need to develop a trigger. Like suppose there is a image classifier or a face recognition model. Like we can put like if this particular face is there, or after you use this model, this per 10 times like that. We can use triggers such as that. And then we have to propagate or publish our model in neural network repository. And when the user uses it, the malware will be activated. Yeah, the proposed attack types are one-time exploitation. In one-time exploitation is what we do is we select a common malware like ransomware or adware or Trojan, and this model of attack can be used on multiple targets. Next is staged exploitation. In this, the victim should be very specific, and this attack is carried out in stages. Like for example, we can use this for implementing botnet spyware like that. The crucial part in this type of exploitation is we even need to receive the information from the victim. Yeah, coming to the overall architecture, first we select a neural network, then we select script-based malware, we embed them using one of our embedding methods, and then we package it with a trigger and we deliver it to the user, and then it will be executed. Coming to the results, for POC, I have used a payload. This is a Python reversal, and this is the embedding part. Then I have developed a small CLI tool. In this, what happens is after 5 times the malware gets executed. As for a POC, I have successfully got reversal, and this is the Wireshark capture of that. Yeah, as per the accuracy, on average, we have found out that with MSB reservation, 5.7% of accuracy is changed. With MSB reservation, it is 0.05%. With fast substitution, it is 8.77%, and half substitution, it is 0.16%. I have even attached a layer-wise accuracy analysis. I'll show it at the end of the presentation. Yeah. Coming to the countermeasures, we can use what we have to do is we just don't have to download different models from unknown repositories like that. We have to just use the trusted ones. And if there is we are using a pre-existing model, suppose ResNet 50 itself, we always need to verify. We always have SHA or MD5 checksum in the original websites. We can verify with that. Apart from that, you can even enable script logging. At least what we can do is when something like this gets executed, we at least have a log of it and we can trace it down. And always we can keep a track of what changes are made on system. Like we can develop automations or task schedulers or file monitors like that. Yeah, coming to the conclusion, we are successfully able to embed malware in the neural network, and extraction is successful, execution is also done. Yeah. We have suggested an embedding method and 2 attack strategies using this. And we have discussed accuracy changes for different layers. I'll be showing that. Yeah, as per the future work, we can plan a mitigation for this. And even I need to test this model under IDS, IPS, and next generation firewall environments. Yeah. Let me show, yeah, just a minute. Yeah, this is the layer-wise analysis. In this, I can show different layers present in ResNet 50, different embedding methods, and the accuracy per size. Size is represented in MBs. Yeah. That's it, guys. Thank you.
Just a suggestion. Your work
Yeah.
is very good, and hope you will definitely use more combinations. You can
Yeah.
also use explainable AI with this so that you can get more detail about the models.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Any questions?
Yeah, hello.
Yeah.
You showed that one slide where you have shown the percentage of MSB reservation,
Yes.
right? So, did you compare this result with other work?
Yes, actually, what they have proposed is if we use MSB reservation, there is high drop in accuracy, like there is a drastic change. So what they have proposed is we will freeze the embedded neurons and they can retrain the model. But I have proposed MSB reservation is 16-bit embedding. In that, there is a very negligible drop. We can there is no need of again retraining the model like that.
Okay, okay, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, dear author.
Yeah, thank you.
Now proceeding with our next author, I would like to call Anuja Bokre to present her paper on the paper title Identifying Best Goalkeepers Problem in NP Hard. Ma'am, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am, you may proceed with the presentation.
Yeah, let me share it. Is it visible?
Yes, ma'am, it is visible.
Yes, thank you. So thank you, organizers, for giving me the opportunity to present my paper in your esteemed conference. And, okay, so my topic paper ID is 93. Identifying best goalkeepers problem is NP hard problem. Basically, I'm trying to convince here how the best goalkeeper problem is a NP hard category problem. For that, let's understand the background behind it. So basically, the problems, computational problems are categorized in solvable, partially solvable and unsolvable categories. And those classes are being classified according to the polynomial, non-polynomial, NP-complete and NP-hard problems. So if at least one algorithm exists to solve any problem, that is being categorized as the polynomial time problems. And some problems which do not run in polynomial time but runs on a non-deterministic Turing machines in polynomial time, such problems are being categorized as a NP problems, that is a non-deterministic polynomial problem. The rest problems, that is NP hard, it means one can reduce any problem in NP complete to the problem. Okay, to that problem. So most of the time one can solve a problem by reducing it to a different problem. If a solution to the reduced problem exists, then it can be possible to get the solution for the original problem as well. So such kind of problems are the NP hard problem, which can be solvable by the reduction. So you need to show the reductions actually. So the last class is as a NP complete. So problems defined as NP complete if it is NP hard and it is also the NP class as well. So in short, we can say that NP complete is nothing but an intersection of the NP complete NP class problems. So we are actually understanding this in a variety of scenarios, as some problems are categorized according to this standard classifications. So recently, many problems have been proven as NP hard problems in the domain of, in the various domains, especially on the football sport. So our concern is to understand the problems of the NP hard problems in the football domain. That is a game domain, I can say, sports domain, and trying to solve it. So the next proposed work of our study is the implementation of this. But here we have come up with an proposal of the construction of the theorem itself. Okay, so just a second, especially. So apparently we have found through the literature that identifying the best goalkeeper problem has been overlooked in most of the literature discussion. So in this study, identifying the best goalkeepers from the set of players, which is a difficult and a challenging task in the sports domain. So here we have tried to map this problem with the partitioning problem, which is already been proven as
Hello,
NP
ma'am.
hard.
Hello.
Yes. Yeah,
Sorry to interrupt you. Slides are not changing. Or is there an issue at my end?
No, I think, ma'am, please make it
Slideshow.
share.
Light show. Okay,
Yes.
just a minute. I guess I have done the slide share, ma'am.
Yes, it is visible.
Yes,
Yeah,
now
it does.
visible.
Yeah, I'm really sorry for this. Okay. So just we have discussed that some problems are categorized in this standard categorization, and our focus is on understanding the NP-hard problems in the sports domain. So for that, we have proven here one theorem. So this is our problem statement. So in football game, identifying the best goalkeeper. So best goalkeeper is the measure positions. There are different positions in the football game: defender, midfielder, and goalkeeper is one of that, which is the most I can say the important positions where the whole game can be changed, or the analysis can be done. So identifying the categories of these best goalkeepers for the match analysis for getting having the more winning chances. So to have a best players, and out of that, identifying the best goalkeepers is the NP-hard problem. That is our say, and that we are going to prove with the help of theorem construction. So to prove this as an NP-hard problem, we need to have some conditions to be proven, that to prove any problem is NP-hard, we need to verify the conditions like that problem to be decision problem. And the second is, if the reduction of an instance of an NP-hard problem to an instance of a considered or a given problem is possible, then it can be classified as an NP-hard problem. And yes, of course, in future, we can able to design algorithm which can verify it in a polynomial time, whether the instance can have the solution or not. Okay, so for that, we have constructed a theorem. For that, preliminary requisite is we are going to consider a football data set from 2016. Pre-processing is carried out to find out the features of the goalkeepers actually, and then the objective is to partition the data for identifying these best goalkeepers. So we are claiming here that identifying these best goalkeeper is an NP-hard problem. So considering the set of partitionings, the partitioning can be P1, P2 up to Pn, which consists of the player's data with the features of L1 9. We have considered these basic 9 features in discussion with, I can say, the expert from the domain. So these are the most prominent features which are applicable for identifying the best goalkeepers. And then based on these features, identifying the best goalkeeper is an NP-hard problem. So before going to discuss on the final theorem, I want to explain about the corollaries which we have taken to support this problem actually. Here we are considering the NP-hard problem, which can where the instance of this partitioning problem is reducible to our NP-hard, that is identifying best goalkeepers problem. So partitioning is already been proven as an NP-complete problem, because it can be done in a polynomial time to guess the partition, to check if the guess partition meets the requirement, whatever it be, or partitioning of the best players or partitioning of the best actor. In any domain, I can say a polynomial time is like many to one reduction that has been constructed. And we prove that through this by reducing a partitioning problem from NP complete to NP is possible. Also, in the literature, already it is proven that partitioning is an NP-hard problem. Means what? We can have a solution to the partitioning problem, which is variable in polynomial time, that is a non-deterministic. And checking the correct solution of these polynomial time problem, which depict a decision problem as well, means we can claim that the case partition can be checked for the correctness, because we are doing the partition based on the condition. So if the condition matches, then the element can be classified, the object can be classified in the respective partition. So it is being depicted as a decision problem. Indirectly, we are claiming that we can reduce the partitioning problem to a decision problem of this actually. And the partitioning problem of NP-hard, since it is easy to reduce the partition problem, decision version of this problem is ultimately proves that it is an NP-hard problem. So these are the two supportive statements. The partition problem is an NP-hard problem as well as the NP-complete problem. And now to prove our claim objective, that is identifying the best school-keeper problems, NP-hard problem, we need to show the polynomial many-to-one reduction of it to the partitioning problem. So based on these assumptions or corollaries, I can say the theorem is constructed. The theorem is here considered that a set of partitions are there, P1 to P2, which consists of the football players' data. And each partition is trying to absorb the players with a picture of one line and one F9. And then identifying the value is a NP-hard problem. It's a theorem. So to prove this, we choose the partitioning problem because we have to do the reduction of these identifying goalkeepers instance to the NP-hard problem, partitioning problem basically, and reduce it to the identifying best goalkeeper problem. Let's say for each instance of the partitioning problem consists of P1 to P1 Pn partition, and C is the number of edges between each partition. Then we need to have a satisfying condition. So for that, we need to have a graph with edges and vertices, which is undirected and weighted graph. And partition it's P1 to P, and then Pn, it belongs to G, that is the graph actually, and satisfying all these partitions P1, P2, Pn are belongs to B, that is a set of vertices. And if you do the intersection of it, it is null value. The partitions are well classified. Then we need to have a satisfying condition where all the partition, for all partition there exist, and in such a way that summation of these F1 for less than equal to 9. Maybe some features of the players may arise in one partition, or all features may arise in one. So it is less than equal to 9, subject to minimum cut. Okay, so there should be minimum connection between these partitions. So for all partition, for all P1 to Pi to Pj, okay, say Pi and Pj are the instances, I can say there exists a cut Pi to Pj is equals to summation of this W of UV. So WUV is the age between the vertex from the different partition. For here, it is considered as between U and V. And it shows that we are able to prove the satisfying condition basically based on the condition. So that's what it is been proven that the problem, that is identifying best goalkeeper problem, has the best possible or the optimal value with a given condition. Then there is also a subset of the partition P
sorry to
of
interrupt
such.
you.
Yeah.
Kindly
Yes.
continue with the presentation.
Yes, sir. So that there is a balanced partition with a minimum cut. So identifying goalkeeper's problem is a polynomial time solvable to the partitioning problem that has been proven through this theorem, I can say. This is the conclusion that the problems are solvable and partially solvable. It is discussed. And the overall problem of the football sport game, identifying the best goalkeeper, is considered in this study, which is represented through the theorem construction, which implies that the problem is NP-hard and it is proven mathematically. So to best our knowledge, the current theorem is the first focus on the identifying best goalkeepers problems in the football game. And this approximation or the novel heuristic algorithm can also be suggested to provide a clear solution for the same problem. These are few references, and there are many ones which are included in the paper. Thank you.
Have
Thank
you
you so much, ma'am.
have you calculated any complexities?
No.
Okay.
So basically, we struggle to find out the satisfying condition. For that, we have to go through the various features of the goalkeeper. We are contacted to various sports coaches and expert people, and then try to fit it in the satisfying condition, and also to have the good partitioning. Our condition must be having, that is, the partition must be having the minimum cut, that is the intersection or the connection between these partitions should be the minimum, and this is our main, I can say, the main part where the theorem can be proven, as the problem is an implied problem.
Okay, thank
We are
you.
actually, yeah, thank you, ma'am. We are actually working on explaining the solution of this in our next paper.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you.
Now, I would like to call upon our next presenter, Pedro, to present his paper on the paper titled Research of Alternative Models of Serendipity Finite Elements Using Model Problems. Sir, are you there?
Yes, one moment.
Okay.
Dear conference participants and organizers, in our paper I would like to present some result of testing alternative serendip finite elements models. The finite elements method is currently the main method of structural analysis in a number of areas of science and technology. The widespread use of this method is largely due to the simple physical interpretation of its computational operation, great geometric flexibility and applicability to a wide class of particle differential equations. In the theory of approximation of function of many variables, the elements of the serendipity family play a very important role. This element can be built on the basis of Lagrange element if the internal interpolation nodes are removed. Such extraction does not affect the behaviors of the function and the boundary between the element and the same times significantly reduced the volume of calculation and the computer memory required for saving information. This function works well in problem of isoparametric transformation of a square into an arbitrary quadrilateral. But the interpolation qualities of standard basis are not always flawless. All standard bases of serendipity's finite elements, except the binary one, have disadvantages. This includes the presence of negative loads in the nodal distribution of uniform mass force, as well as multiply zeros in the nodes. The interpolation properties of same function play an extremely important role in finite element method. Therefore, the search for alternative models of finite element approximation that would allow reducing the dimensionality of the problem and improving computational properties is a very relevant issue today. On this slide, you can see biquadratic serendipity finite element and generalized formulas of the standard basic, which represent formula number 1 for corner nodes 1, 3, 5, 7, and number 2 for nodes 2, 6, and number 3 for number 4, 8. And also represent graph of the function n1 for nodes 1 and graph of the function n2 for nodes 2. Thanks to the analytical method of construction hierarchical form of form function, the authors managed to obtain alternative basis on Q8 serendipity affinity element for the first time. Alternative function of the shape with the control parameter k of the biquadratic element in the local coordinate system xi e eta from -1 to 1 have the form which represent formulas number 4, 5, 6, where k has value from -infinity to +infinity. In order to better see the difference between the modified bases and the standard ones, let's analyze the set of bases obtained depending on difference value of the parameter k. On this slide you can see graph of basic function for the corner node n1, Q8 serendipity finite element at difference value of the k parameter. The new modified Q8 serendipity finite element models created favorable conditions for solving the problem of optimizing the interpolation qualities and computation properties of serendipity polynomials. The appearance of the control parameter k in alternative base allowed the authors to choose bases with the best computational characteristics from an infinity set of bases on the biquadratic element. According to the requirements of the finite elements methods, functions have all the necessary properties inherent to basic functions, which are presented on this slide. Let us consider the Dirichlet problem for the Poisson equation, which is present in the book Mitchell-Waite and formulas 9 with boundary conditions 10. In Mitchell-Waite, this problem is solved by the Ritz method. The variation approach to this problem is related to the minimization of the functional, which represents formula 11. An approximate solution of the problem is sought in the form formulas 12. If we substitute formulas 12 in functional formulas 11, will be a function of many variables. In accordance with the necessary condition of the extremum, the minimum of this function corresponds to the values of the coefficient for which the equalities are fulfilled, which represent formulas 13. After solving the system of equation 13, which is called the Ritz system, we find the value of the unknown coefficient. The function Pig are called approximation or coordinate function. As coordinate function in book Mitchell-Waite, function of piecewise binary interpolation on the square were used which have a local carrier, which represent formulas 14. When solving the problem, the more part of the research area was considered, which was divided into 16 elements, which represent on figure 5. For problem, the authors of Mitchell and Waite provide a solution that we will consider to be exact, which represent formula 15, and graph of the function represent figure 6. The affinity element method
Sorry,
is
sir, for interrupting you, but you are remaining with
method
2 minutes. Kindly
which
continue with the presentation.
approach to solving the Dirichlet problem for the Poisson equation is related to the functional, which can be written in the form which represent formula 16. Infinity element method, minimization of the functional 16 by the values of the desired function leads to a system of lines equation, which represent formula 70. When solving the problem using finite element method, the fourth part of the study's areas was considered, which was divided into 4 elements with biquadratic interpolation, which represent figure 7, and new alternative bases were used. The presence of an exact solution allows estimating the relative error by the formula, which represent number 18. On figure 8 shows the graph of the dependence of the relative calculation error on the k parameter when solving problem by the finite elements method using alternative basis. It can be seen from the graph that when the parameters is changed in the interval k from -4 to 4, the minima are obtained as the value of k equal 0, which correspond to the standard serendipity biquadratic basis, and k equal 5/4, which correspond to the basic with the minimum trace of the stiffness matrix. In conclusion, it's proved that when solving the Dirichlet problem for the Poisson equation in a square by the finite element method, new alternative models of the biquadratic serendipity finite elements allows obtaining an order of the magnitude higher calculation accuracy compared to the known standard basic of this element. Alternative bases have an advantage over the traditional procedure of the Ritz method with piecewise binary basis function, because in order to achieve the given accuracy in the Ritz method, more finite elements must be used. Thank you so much for your attention. I'm sorry for my bad English. Please ask question in chat. It will be better for understanding the question.
No question from my side.
Even from my side, no questions.
Thank you so much, sir. So I sincerely thank our authors for their excellent presentation and contribution in this session, and all our participants for being a part of this international conference. I hope this session was informative enough. We, on behalf of the whole team, thank you for the support during this second version of the conference and the previous first version. We will be happy to have you in the third version in 2024. All the presenters would be getting the digital certificates through email within 2 working days. Further, all the papers have already forwarded to Springer. The publication will be live within 6 months. Kindly cooperate with the team of ISBM 2023. I also thank our session chair, Dr. Geeta Nawale and Dr. Amita Sharma for chairing the session. A token of appreciation to the chair on the behalf of Team ISBM 2023 and the Global Knowledge Research Foundation and partners. I also request our session chairs to enlighten me as well as our hardworking presenters with their beautiful words.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Good morning, all. I want to start by extending my heartfelt gratitude to each and every one of our paper presenter. The papers presented today have showcased a remarkable diversity of topics, methodologies, and insights. So thank you once again for your outstanding contributions, and I look forward to seeing the continued impact on your research. So congratulations on a job well done, and I wish you all the best in your future endeavors. At the end, again, I would like to take this opportunity to express my heartfelt gratitude for inviting me to serve as a session chair. at the Second World Conference on Information Systems for Business Management. It was a privilege and an honor to be part of such a prestigious event, and I'm truly appreciative of the opportunity. Soumya, please convey my gratitude to Amit as well as Richa. Once again, thank you for the invitation to be part of this event, and I look forward to the possibility of collaborating with you and your team in the future, and to witnessing the continued growth and success of this conference series. So wishing you continued success in all your endeavors. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Amita, ma'am.
Yes, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, you're audible.
Yeah, again, I'd like to thank GR Foundation for organizing such a wonderful workshop and giving a platform where so many researchers can present their ideas, as well as we have opportunity to listen them, discuss with them. So I really thank GR Foundation for conducting such a wonderful workshop. And also I like to congratulate all the research scholars as well as the presenters for presenting their views, and definitely they have a lot of potential in their idea, and definitely in future they will excel. All the best from my side. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. I request all the participants as well as our session chair to kindly turn on their camera so that I can take a quick snapshot. All the participants kindly turn on their cameras. Okay, thank you so much everyone for the valuable time.
Thank you so much, ma'am.